We have literal breaking news straight out of Manhattan from the NYPD regarding the nationwide manhunt for the killer of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson in this breaking story I'm going to tell you about in just a few seconds. And please note, this is coming straight from the NYPD. This is not based on online sleuths or other people who are trying to infuse knowledge or thoughts or ideas based on what they think from the internet. This is breaking news coming straight out of Manhattan. And if you didn't have the latest news prior to this breaking news, here, let's catch you up. Take a listen to this real quick before I show you the breaking news.
This morning, an urgent manhunt growing wider.
We also have reason to believe that the person in question has left New York City.
The NYPD police commissioner saying on CNN that this man, a person of interest in the killing of UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson, may have fled the city. The update comes after an extensive video canvass, the chief of detectives says, that shows the suspect leaving the Hilton Hotel after the shooting, getting on a bike and riding into Central Park, then riding out of the park at 77th Street, before he's seen walking on 86th.
From there, we have him in a taxi cab, and the taxi cab takes him up to 178th Street and Broadway, which, as we know, is a Port Authority bus center.
Where he went next remains a question.
We have video of him entering the Port Authority bus terminal. We don't have any video of him exiting, so we believe he may have gotten on a bus. It's a very busy bus terminal. We want to make sure we have the right bus.
But investigators uncovering a potentially crucial piece of evidence after scouring Central Park from above and on foot. A gray backpack that may have been carried by the suspected shooter, two senior law enforcement officials tell NBC News. That bag now headed to a lab where they say it will be inspected for fingerprints and DNA and then opened. And overnight, new information. Investigators are looking into whether the gunman used a larger firearm known as a veterinary gun, used on farms and ranches without causing a loud noise. As the search enters a fourth day, police have not given a motive. Chief NYPD Detective Joseph Kinney adding only that nothing in our investigation at this time so far indicates that it had anything to do with Thompson's personal life. Kinney says investigators are talking to Thompson's family, his colleagues, and Minnesota law enforcement. The industry reeling as the shooter roams free.
So that's what they had up until earlier, but at this late hour, once the backpack went to the lab, what had to be done was a forensic search on that backpack. And the breaking news of that is here for you right now. Here you go. Breaking story. The manhunt for CEO Brian Thompson's killer is now on its fourth day. And in the latest of the UnitedHealthcare CEO shooting, the suspect's backpack recovered by the NYPD that allegedly belonged to the suspect wanted in the shooting of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson only had two items inside: a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. Sources with knowledge of the ongoing investigation told ABC News Saturday. The NYPD believes it is making good progress toward identifying the suspect, but as of Saturday evening, right now, no identification has been made, sources told ABC News. Investigators continue to comb through the city for evidence and clues for a fourth day to try and catch the unidentified fugitive. That included the use of police divers. Officers searched a pond near Bethesda Fountain in Central Park, not too far from where the suspect's backpack was found Friday night. At this moment in time, members of the NYPD are still searching, and yet we do not know the status of whether or not there have been any fingerprints found on the Monopoly money or anything else in the backpack. That is a very important key. The fact that they haven't found anything in nearby water or ponds, the fact that the gun wasn't in there, and nothing else except for just Monopoly money, means that this case in its fourth day is still a bit befuddling to the NYPD, and they don't have an answer yet.
Authorities are asking the public nationwide to look at that photo of the shooter, and if you recognize or the person of interest, and if you recognize that person, to call the NYPD or FBI tip line. But if you think that you see that person on the street, to call 911.
Just beware of any sort of hopefuls out there who may not be particularly helpful and may be harmful to the actual investigation and the search. If you legitimately know someone or know something about it, then absolutely contact the NYPD. Otherwise, just understand, be careful in these times that we live in about listening to too much from too many outside sources. If it's not coming straight from the NYPD in Manhattan or the FBI or another intelligence community outfit, just be careful about what you listen to. Stay smart, stay educated, stay frosty.